Hey everybody! Whether it's your first time finding a therapist or whether you've had therapy before, I just wanted to go over some things about finding a therapist that I thought you should know. Therapists are people. Like doctors, there are good therapists and there are bad therapists. It's really important for you to take the time to find a therapist that you can trust and you could feel safe around. Some people may have already had a bad experience with a therapist, and that's unfortunate. I just wanted to remind you that that therapist is not fully representative of therapy or psychology in general, and like there are bad doctors, again, there are bad therapists. Please don't give up on therapy because of a really bad experience, because you owe it to yourself. You are so worth getting better. The reason why it's so important to find a therapist that fits for you is when you trust your therapist and feel safe with them, that environment promotes growth and healing. So it's even more beneficial to you than finding just any run-of-the-mill therapist. Now, since we're dealing with some personal problems, this may take some time. But when you first meet your therapist, you should use your intuition and think, is this someone that over time I can develop a trust with? Since you're dealing with personal issues, trusting your therapist may take some time. So the things to look out for when you're finding a new therapist is whether you believe that over time you can develop trust with this person. If you believe that over time this person can provide a safe environment. And if you find that over time you don't build up that rapport, it's possibly in your best interest to go and find a therapist that you do feel safe around, that you do trust. And the more sharing you do over the relevant issues, the more your therapist can help you. Also, trusting your therapist and feeling safe creates an environment of healing and growth. So it's always in your best interest to try to find somebody that you think in the future you'll end up trusting. Also wanted you to know that there are many different branches of psychology that a therapist could specialize in. For example, there's a humanist branch, or there's a psychotherapy branch. There's many more, but it's a good idea to research what branch your prospective therapist follows. What's even more important than branch are specialties. Just like you wouldn't want to get a doctor specializing in the brain for breast cancer, you shouldn't choose a therapist specializing in eating disorders for a phobia. You should know that all therapists do have the same basic training, but it's always a benefit to get someone who's good at your particular issue, especially if you're depressed. That way you won't feel hopeless and can actually feel like your situation can get better. It's also more comforting because you feel like your therapist is in control and can help guide you rather than feeling lost and hopeless. Another important thing is that if you are seeking therapy for trauma specifically, you should make sure to find a therapist who is good at making an environment where both of you feel equal. This is to give the power back to the patient and is really beneficial to healing trauma. It's always important to find a therapist that specializes in your needs. Be sure to put yourself first. Find somebody who works with you. Find someone you feel safe with. Find someone that you can trust. And don't give up on finding a good therapist. You are so worth it. I wish you all the best of luck. See you later. Bye-bye.